July of 1981, I had an opportunity to go to Thailand and spend about 1 week with the young women who were working there as welfare services missionaries. And they worked in the refugee camp at Panat Nikom. Their assignment was to help the people get ready to live in another country. When we went to that camp the first day, we saw little kids with borrowed clothing, and one had a little T-shirt on it that said, "Don't try to understand me, just love me." There was one little tiny girl. She had a pink shirt on that was too big, and she started following us around. But every time I looked directly at her, she ran. She was shy. She began to represent what they'd all been through to me. Finally, towards the end of one full day that we spent there, I was sitting in the little office that the missionaries had, just leaning on the windowsill. And pretty soon, out of the corner of my eye, I saw the little girl in the pink shirt coming. So I decided I'm going to pretend I don't see her and see what happens. She got closer and closer, waiting for me to turn and just poised to run. But I didn't turn. And finally, she just stood there, and then she reached up and touched my hand and then ran. And it was like electricity. And I just sat there feeling 2 or 3 times she did that. And finally, I guess she thought, well, maybe she's dead. She's not responding to me. So I kept sitting the very same way. And she came and stood, and then she took her little hand and just put it on top of mine, and just pressed. And I just wept. And I thought, oh, who are you? Where will you go? Will people laugh at you? Will they make fun of things you do that are different? Will you live in America or France or Australia? Where did you come from?
Dearest children, God is near you.
I suppose I share that because it has to do with this experience on that fast Sunday morning. As we began the service, curious children, many children and some adults gathered around the windows and looked in to see what was happening. Our opening hymn was, "Dearest children, God is near you." And there they were, and He was near. I suppose for me, I feel closer to the Savior when I experience something that makes me feel perhaps I could do, in a small way, for someone else what He would do if He were there. Maybe in a way that's what being an instrument is all about, is trying to make it possible for His love to reach more of His children.
I couldn't say I love you. I couldn't say it to anyone, not my folks, or my brothers or sisters, not even my grandparents. I guess I had a lot of growing up to do, I don't know. Maybe it was because I didn't feel anything. It was like I was numb or something. Well, last spring, this flood hit our neighborhood. I mean, the house up the street slid halfway down the mountain. Well, anyway, I was in church when it happened. Our bishop came into our Sunday school class and said that church was excused and we were all supposed to go get our grubbies and go downtown and help. All at once, everybody's helping. I mean, really helping each other, and I'm helping too. I think for the first time in my life, I really helped somebody else. I don't know, I guess something clicked inside me. And I remember all those Sunday school lessons came home, and for the first time in my life, I'm really thinking about the Savior and what He did and what He taught and how He lived. And I think I'm beginning to understand what love is for the first time.
We need the sharing with each other of the things that nourish us. And most of all, we need that reaching out and touching each other so that we know in our search and our hunger and our need, we're not alone, that others are on the same trip, on the same journey. He really commands us to reach out and warm each other, nourish each other, bless each other, lift each other.